Hi, I am Amanda, the ambience music producer, and today I will give you a complete walkthrough of the Boss RC202 loop station. Hello ambience family, I hope you had an awesome week. I have been busy rearranging my studio a little bit, as you can see, like the lighting, the camera, the YouTube lights. Today I am going to give you a full review on my loop station. The functions and details, the hardware connections, and a user tutorial, Manda style. If you've been on my channel for a while, you probably already know that I am a music producer and live looping performer, and this is my music studio,
which I love very much,
and a gear nerd. We're talking on levels that are, I like to just be around gear, really. I imagine this is what parents feel when they get a child. That's pretty weird. I'm a sucker for huge soundscapes and ambience and dreamy, fluffy things. Then I add a beat. I do have an entire playlist right here that you can watch if you would like to know what kind of music I make and what my live looping performances look like. I've been a user of this loop pedal for about 2 years now, and I have become pretty familiar with it. I really feel that this is such a cool, neat, travel-sized, awesome, easy to use, sleek loop pedal. It's my favorite gear in my studio because not only does it make me able to make live looping performances, but it also is my best tool when writing new music. Since I'm alone in the studio at all times, I need to find cool ways to being able to layer sounds on top of each other.
I just really like this piece of gear.
Now let's get into the details. The Boss RC202 loop station is a digital audio recorder with looping capabilities that allows users to record, layer, and manipulate sound loops. It's a popular tool among musicians, sound artists, and DJs looking to create and play around with sound in a creative way. One pro of the RC202 is its user-friendly features, including a pair of stereo tracks, a bunch of additional effects both before and after recording, built-in metronome, and almost endless layering of tracks. It can be used as a standalone looper, but it also has audio outputs, making it easy to connect to other audio equipment. There are many possibilities. This is the backside of the looper. First, we got a DC in power supply input, followed by an on and off switch. Here is the USB connection to your computer to be able to use it in your DAW or load samples in and out. Here is 2 MIDI in and out for optional MIDI configuration. The EXP input is for using a foot switch. The left and right output right here is for connecting your device to anything you want the sound to travel into. Here is the input for your 1/4-inch cable when using a guitar or any other instrument with this type of connection, both in mono and stereo. And last but not least, there is an XLR input for using a microphone. And yes, you can even use a condenser microphone since this looper offers phantom power. Now let's get to the front of the looper. Here is the mic level from the XLR input peak meter. This is to keep track of your volume levels. This is your setup button, your menu, but really every setting that you can make here. Here is the display of the looper. Memory is for saving down tracks. Here you can delete your saved tracks in your memory. Right next to it is the value knob. This is like a cursor or a pad on a laptop to choose between options. Push to choose between settings, turn to increase or decrease the value. This is your effect level. The more you turn it, the more effect will come out in the mix. Next to it are the input FX. These are 4 different categories of effect, and these will manipulate the input sound before hitting record. This control panel is where you find the metronome, the tempo, meter, followed by an overdub function, reverse, undo, redo, your latest recording, and loop shot. Now here is where the magic happens. These are your 2 stereo tracks, which you can use when looping your sounds. The stop buttons will stop the loop, or if you double tap, they will delete the whole thing. These track buttons are synced with the next effects panel. Track FX manipulate the sound after recording, and by hitting track, you select the track you want to manipulate and then choose the effect, followed by the amount of effect, just like the other side. Down here is an aux input if you would like to use a loudspeaker. And here is your headphone jack. Now that you can find everything on the panels, it's time to fire it up. To be able to do it, you're gonna need to connect all the hardware the right way. First of all, you got the DC in power outlet right here. The USB cable goes straight into your computer of your choice. The left and right outputs are these, and this is where your sound will travel. My stereo outputs, they go all the way to my Mackie Pro FX interface, which I plug into the left and right input. Now I can record my looping. Next to this is my 1/4-inch cable for my guitar. Down to the very left you have the mic XLR inputs for your microphone. If you are a guitarist like me, you might want to use a footswitch when looping. You plug it in the EXP jack. And then when you're good to go, it's time for looping. One of the standout features for the RC202 is that it has 2 stereo tracks. This is a blessing and a curse. When you only have 2 stereo channels, you're gonna have to get creative and you're going to have to plan ahead a little bit when you create loops. If you do that, you can really layer and then also use the track FX filter. On top of that, you can get really creative and versatile with the sound. It's really all about practicing and trying it out a lot, experimenting. Don't be fooled by the small design and size. It really packs a punch. It is a rugged design and really travel friendly. You know, the RC505, which also comes as a 505 Mark II, they are even better when it comes to technique and functions, but they are way bigger. And when you have like small studio space like I do, don't even fit it here. I know a friend that bought a 505 and he said that
I wish I had the 202 because I'm on the road a lot and this doesn't take up any space.
So that's one thing to think about if you're about to buy one of these. It depends really what you are doing, what kind of environment you're in, how much you travel, really. To get the full experience of this tutorial, I would like to show you in detail how to actually use this loop station. So I got my guitar here and I'm going to play you a little loop so you can see how to actually manage the loop station. So to start recording a loop, I prefer using the metronome, which you just turn on by hitting the rhythm button right here. Here you can change the tempo to whatever you want to. I'm just gonna go with 120 for now. To change the volume of the metronome, just hit the setup button, the rhythm, and then turn it down or turn it up. I'm gonna show you both ways how to do a loop, but I do have a foot switch on the floor. When I push the foot switch on the floor, it's gonna feel the connection. You see that I can choose one of the 2 stereo tracks. Remember, to manipulate sound with effects before recording, we use the input FX panel. To use an effect, just hit one or more of the effect buttons. I can either push this to start recording, double tap to delete, or I could push my foot switch now, and that's what I'm gonna do because I'm playing guitar. So there we go, I just laid down a loop right there. Let's record on the other stereo track. So I can do that by selecting the track and then hit record. There we go. Now I want to add some percussion. I actually gonna turn on the tempo when adding the beat so it gets really on time. There we go. Now this is a perfect time to show you a little bit how the effects work and how to actually use them when you just lay down a loop like this. When you want to manipulate the sounds afterwards, you are using the track FX. So that's what I'm going to do now. I can now add, if I want to, a filter. And I can manipulate which one of the tracks I want the filter to be added onto. When they are red, you can select which tracks you want to use. In this case, I want to use only the beat. See how I can now just change the beat. That's cool. I could use it on both if I would like. Perfect if you want to do something before a drop or something like that. So this knob right here will change the outcome of the track FX. Like this. Here you can get really creative on how you do it and where and when. Like, there are no limitations to this device. It's all about being creative. You can stop the track or you can play. If you want to remove the whole thing, you can by double tapping the stop button. Like that. If you do that, you can't have it back. Good thing to know. And that's how you use the Boss RC202. Now go have fun yourself. In conclusion, this piece of gear is a great way to layer sounds, to be able to create live music on the go. It's perfect for traveling. It's a super fun and versatile tool for anyone that enjoys creating sound. It's also available in many countries around the world. If you are interested in buying this piece of gear, you find it linked down below.
And remember, with great live looping powers
comes great responsibility.
Make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you do not miss my new updates. Thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure to have you come and visit my music studio. If you have any suggestions on topics that you want me to bring up on this channel, throw in a comment in the comment section below. As for right now, I am going to head into the enchanting world of music production and try to finish my track. If you want to know more about the entire setup that I'm using during my live looping, you can watch this video. We will see each other in the next video. Bye!